We are at the Organization of American Historians annual meeting, talking with Ivan D. of Ivan R.D. Publishing. Can you tell us a bit about your upcoming books?
Yes. I'm standing next to Antero Pietila, who's the author of this book, which is causing a lot of attention at the moment, called Not in My Neighborhood. It's a very interesting story of racial segregation and discrimination in housing in Baltimore from the late 19th century up until the present time. Antero was a reporter on the Baltimore Sun for 35 years and knows all the alleys and backways in the city, as well as all the people who were involved in these shenanigans over the years. And his book's getting a lot of attention. Would you like to speak with him?
Could you tell us a bit about how you got involved in this project and how long it took you?
I'm from Finland originally. In 1964, I spent the summer in New York. I went to Harlem and suddenly realized that American cities are not what they seem to be, that Harlem had a history that was not African American in the beginning. And as a matter of fact, there was a small Finnish community in Harlem. And so when I joined the Baltimore Sun in '69, I realized that that was the story I was interested in, was the how various cities, how various neighborhoods changed. And this is what the book is all about.
So it sounds like if you started with that interest in '69, it was quite a journey to get to the book coming out this year.
It was quite a journey, and it involved 8 years first in South Africa as a reporter, and then in the Soviet Union. So all this kind of comes together in this book.
Tell us about some of your findings.
Well, one of the crucial findings is my uneasiness with the term blockbusting, which I do use in the book because it is accepted by the academic community. But there are two totally different versions of blockbusting. White people saw blockbusters as agents of destabilization, people, fearmongers, people who drove them away, so they believed. Black people generally, at least in Baltimore, saw blockbusting as something good that opened up housing to blacks who were living in terrible conditions.
Let me stop you here. Can you define what you mean by blockbusting in the book?
Well, blockbusting has nothing to do with video rentals. It was speculation, race-based speculation on housing. White speculators would buy housing at cheap rates from fleeing whites and then flip those houses and sell them to blacks at very high interest rates or strict terms.
So go ahead with your analysis of the differences between the two groups and how blockbusting affected them.
Well, that is one difference. What I found in Baltimore, and I think this is very similar in many other cities, is this is really an all-American story. What happened in Baltimore happened in many cities in some form. Now, it may not have happened exactly the way it happened in Baltimore, but these are things that people really have not talked about. And so what I hope to achieve through this book is a franker discussion of these kinds of issues, which are now becoming very topical again.
What kind of reception is the book getting thus far?
The book is getting a good reception, and so it is doing exactly what I was hoping it is doing. It is making people think and talk about old times and the reasons for the distrust and racial tensions that exist today.
Well, thank you. Now, can you tell me, is that the focus of Ivan D. Publications is to publish books that are about essentially social issues, issues of discussion?
Well, we are a serious publisher, and we do publish serious books for general readers. But we're not confined to what you would call social issues. We publish history, we publish biography, we publish literature and theater, And we also have a serious list in baseball. For example, Peter Morris, his Game of Inches is now out in a one-volume paperback, and Peter has become one of the foremost historians of early baseball in the country, and one of the first members of the new Chadwick Hall of Fame of baseball historians, which includes Bill James and other distinguished men. We also have Gene Daddle's book called Cotton and Race in America, which has done very well lately, which is a powerful examination of the role of cotton in the racial divide in the United States. And we publish, for example, this Booker T. Washington biography is part of a series, a new series that we've started called the Library of African American Biography, because we sensed that there was no short biographies of major black figures written for a general audience. I mean, there are some high school books, you know, of this nature. So we started this series of books that are about 200 pages, written by authoritative historians and biographers, to address that particular issue. And we try to publish books that are entertaining as well as informative, and which may spark some controversy.
What was your biggest seller of last year?
Last year? Good question. I would say probably John Prodos's book called Safe for Democracy, which is a history of the CIA's covert operations. Prados is a national security historian, highly recognized, and that book is a kind of culmination of his work over many years on covert operations and the CIA.
And is there any upcoming books later in the year that might not be up here yet that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, in particular Robert Shogan's book, which is called Prelude to Catastrophe, which we will publish in the fall. It's about the Jewish advisors around President Roosevelt and their actions and inactions in the face of the Nazi menace in Europe, and how responsible they might have been, or perhaps what they might have done in helping to prevent the Holocaust if they had acted more forcefully with the president. That's bound to be a controversial book, and it's a very interesting story.
Well, thank you very much for your time, both of you.